Hi folks, I'm making this video here to talk a little bit about the software and hardware I've been using to create video content for my physics and math classes. And I'm by no means an expert on all this, but I've been spending a lot of time in the last couple of years researching different software packages and different hardware packages. The first thing to talk about, probably the most important, is the video or the hardware here, the computer I'm using. So I'm using a computer made by Fujitsu. And I actually made a video here about the computer. Yeah, here it is right here. So here's a Fujitsu here. And it's one of these things that doubles as a tablet. The screen orients two axes as shown. It's got a 13-inch display from here to here. And the first thing you got to know is that when the thing goes back and forth between computer mode and tablet mode, it tends to want to go back to portrait version. You've got to go back manually and put it back into landscape and lock it in there. And that's what I'm doing right now in this video here. So once it's locked in the landscape, though, it's a really nice tool here for working with. The drawing capabilities of this computer are just unparalleled. I've not seen anything even close to it. The Surface Pro is the same type of idea, but this computer is a lot larger. Again, that screen area from here to here, that's 13.3, I believe. I forget what the largest Surface Pro is. The last I knew it was 10 inches maybe, and maybe they've got a 12 now. I don't know. I'll have to go look, but this one's a full 13. Look at some of the cool things it'll do with the sketching software that I have. It's just a wonderful thing to have in class or for making these video contents. So I can grab, a set of equations, move them around, get rid of them when I don't need them. It can reorient things for you. Here's an example I was working on in my physics class earlier this morning. The software I'm using is called Sketchbook, and it allows me to do neat things. I can bring pictures of anything I want in. So I've got some pictures that I downloaded from the internet. They're free, just clip art photos usually. So here's maybe we're going to talk about the physics of a car going down the road, and maybe it's for studying the motion of the car, or maybe force or energy, or who knows what. The nice thing about that drawing software, again, it'll allow me to reorient things or resize that car. I can even flip its direction, or if I want to turn it from a level ground problem to maybe a car going up or down a hill, that's pretty easy to do. So the Sketchbook software is a really, really nice, simple, easy program. And I think I paid about 25 bucks for that software. I just kept looking on eBay until I found a good deal on it. So that's probably enough on that. Let me get out of the video here. Let's see. I'm going to pull the Sketchbook software up to play with. Oh, there we go. One thing you'll find about these videos is that a lot of times you got to remember you're not clicking on an actual like X up in the screen there. All right, so here's the Sketchbook software that I'm using. And again, it's just wonderful. I'm going to use it to talk about the computers. So these are Fujitsu computers. And these things are absolutely dynamite. If people knew these were out there, I don't think they'd be selling very many Macs. There's a lot of real common series. I'm using the T series. The T901 and 902, these are a little bit older, and they're actually a little bit larger than the one I'm using now. They've got a pretty good screen. They work very, very well. You can get these dirt cheap. I've bought several of them in the around 200 bucks. And I've bought these for my kids. They love them. They use them for their schoolwork, and they draw art on them and do all sorts of cool stuff. The newer computers, let's see, the T904, that one's a little bit newer. It's a lot thinner. It's more of a notebook. It's got a beautiful display on it. It's higher resolution than the 901 or the 903. I think there's a 902 in there as well. I've been seeing these for around 450 bucks. And these companies that are selling these computers, they are very gently used. Every one I've ever bought has come in just fantastic shape. I just ordered one of these I saw on eBay for $200. So just to give you an idea of the price you can get these things for. The newest models are the T936 and 937. Whoops. These go, usually I see new ones going on eBay right now, and I see these going for, let's see, this guy right here, I see these going for around 1,300 bucks. The 937s, I'm seeing people ask around 1,900 for these. There's not a ton of used ones here because these are so new. Next year, in next year's market, you'll probably be able to get these guys right here in the $500 or $600 range. This one right here is basically the same computer, just a little bit older. Just fantastic computers. Again, I can't overstress how good the drawing capabilities of these things are. And they're full computers. So the one that I just had, or that I just bought, is a 936. I think I paid 700 bucks for it. I put a terabyte solid state hard drive in it, so it is quite a machine. I think it's got a 3 gig processor, something like that. So it's like the Surface Pros are not, they're tablets. I mean, they've got a lot of computing power, but not as much as these things do. Now, the truth is you don't need much computing power for this type of stuff, but it is nice to have a pretty fast processor for rendering the videos. That can actually take a lot of time if you don't have a fast processor. So the Sketchbook software, you can see me drawing on it now. It's pressure sensitive, so as I increase pressure, it does it on the screen. Again, I can bring in pictures. You can have pre-done pictures that you've made, or you can bring in clip art photos like I do. I got a whole series of them that I use for physics here. Maybe I want a top view of a car going around a curve or something like that. The program's really good about changing the size and orientation. I mean, it's really nice. Very good for teaching physics or engineering or math or anything. The recording software here is made by a company called Movavi. I like it because it's very, very simple and it's very cheap. I bought this software package, I think, for about 60 bucks for this guy right here. And it really, really works well. I like the interface here. Stop, cancel, pause, and that's just about it. It's got the capability to edit video. I usually don't bother with that. If I don't like the video, I just throw it out and make another one. But it'll do a lot of stuff. I have just kind of started the tip of the iceberg thing. There's, the sky is the limit. Anything you can think of doing with this type of stuff. But I strongly recommend anybody interested in developing video content, this Fujitsu T-Series stuff. You can find them on eBay all day long, and they are really, really good computers. The Sketchbook software, that's very high in my recommendation list, and the Movavi software. So anyway, hope this video kind of slingshots anybody into this direction that wants to do this type of stuff. Please contact me if you're interested or need to know anything else. Have a great day.